Summer holidays come along. We all need to find some work to get the book money coming for when we go back to our education after the summer holidays. We're going to look at some of those summer job stories here today on episode 6 of Recruitment Unplugged inside Responsive Personnel. So welcome back. So as I say, episode 6, and we're looking at summer job stories. Delighted to say I'm joined by Dom this time.
I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I missed one.
You've been absent for a while.
Only one. Did you miss me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was it only one? It felt like more than that.
Yeah, only one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blimey.
I got welcome back.
You have, mate. You were, weren't you? You were properly welcomed.
Yeah.
I was surprised how many things had changed since you were here.
I know, honestly. I had to run through it all again. It's like starting fresh. You got new telly and everything.
I know, exactly. Yeah, we've expanded a little bit more.
Love it.
Obviously, we've gone for a topic here, summer job stories. Before we move on to the stories, and we're going to have a bit of a giggle about things that certainly I can bring to the table that I did when I was at university and A-levels and things like that. But first, from your perspective, is it an extra busy time of year in the recruitment world? Yeah,
as we've said a lot of times in previous episodes, the seasonal trends that we see. So summer's a great time for people at festival work. I think we spoke about that before. Yeah. Glastonbury's just happened a few weeks ago. Staffing on all the big festivals, as big as Glastonbury and as small as your Fates and local community ones. So there's so much going on through the summer, depending on what people are into. Everyone has different hobbies. The drive-in shows probably that you attend as well.
Yeah.
Things like that. So yeah, there's loads going on. The football season is beginning to see pre-season again as well. So people are just getting back into that. We're all missing the sport through the summer, I think. So, that's always welcome back. But yeah, it's nice for us to pick up and, go to do a site visit if it is outside on a nice sunny day and you're checking in bar staff. It's rude not to taste test it as well. To have a little go. So it makes the job a lot easier being out and about. We like to get out of the office, go and see people face to face and see the clients and make sure they're happy with who they've got. So
absolutely.
Yeah, enjoyable time of year.
But does it I was going to say increase, but I'm confused by it in a way. Not just the seasonal stuff that there is a natural seasonal kind of work, but the fact if I think back to when I was at university, crikey, we were stopped for university was like 2 months off, I think.
It's a long old time. It's even more now.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised by that at all. So it wasn't so much that I was looking for festival work. I mean, I'm going to come on to some of the stories of some of the ghastly work that I did. It was just anything at all. However, I'm not thinking, well, that's an influx of people that want work, but are some businesses quieter during the summer months, so there's less positions available?
Yeah, it all averages out through the year, but absolutely right. The students come back and there may be loads of them that think, great, I need some summer holiday money and pay for a trip to go away. But we've got clients that work in boilers and heating. So they're looking at the sun going, please go away and cool down again and rain, and people need to put their heating back on earlier in the year.
They become air conditioning companies all of a sudden.
Exactly that. So they're wondering what else they can do.
Yeah.
So absolutely, it's peaks and troughs for any business. Some have it's random stories that happen that you don't even realise happen in Swindon. One of our clients has all the computers for education systems and setups.
Yeah.
So obviously they're all in for repair through the summer.
Of course.
Getting ready to go out in September again. So they're the types of jobs students can come in and do, quite tech savvy, and can just boot them up, make sure they're all good to go.
I'd have liked them.
Package them back up. Yeah, that would probably been one of the better ones for you. But yeah, so it is, every client will have, but then when they come back in Christmas holidays, they can go and work at the boiler company.
Yes.
Because they'll be busier. So we do see the same students coming back through the summers, and the Christmas holidays, and, you know, the good ones always want to work. But
it'll be different roles for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And they understand that. And
yeah.
that's probably why they like it as well, doing different things.
Yeah.
You know, every time they go back and say, well, this is what we've got. Do you want it?
Even down to some basics in the fact that it did include some jobs that I'm not going to lie, I really didn't enjoy. But because there was a finite period on it, you kind of just
do it.
Strap in and let's get through.
You know, you're getting paid. Normally,
Correct.
obviously, our guys are paid weekly, so they've got to get through the week and they're enjoying the money through the weekend. So it is that mindset of, I'm doing it for summer. I'll be back at uni in September, you know, with a bit of money behind me. I've had a nice summer, and they can do as they please. Because it is temporary as well, they get the flexibility. If we've all probably done it, but to last minute holiday through the summer at that age as being a student, they can just disappear off to enjoy their holiday, and there'll be a role, probably not the same one, when they come back, and they can pop in and say, I'm back now. What else have you got?
Yeah, you kind of I always used to try and make a really good impression. My dad taught me a thing. It's like, don't make a decision before you have a decision to make. Put yourself in a position of strength.
Yep.
That, in essence, what we're talking about here is that they want you, and then it's your decision. Don't start going, do I want that, before you've even got it. And it used to be the same even when I'd go and do certain jobs. I might never want to go back to it, but hell, I will work 100% so that if I kind of went, do you know what, that was all right, that I'd have it as an option.
Yeah.
Why kill it off when it could be perfect?
And you never know. So many people always say, I fell into this job. It just sort of happened.
Yeah.
You never know where that's going to lead, what that's going to be like in even a year.
Which is I hadn't thought of it that, I just meant as in repeat work. If, you know, next holidays I could get it. But you're right, is that it could go somewhere not even that role. It could be with that company, for example, couldn't it?
We work with some big companies that you may be in the warehouse, but if you really did put your mind to it, someone in the office may say, actually, I had a conversation in the canteen with them, and this is what they're doing at university.
Yeah.
They're in their last year. They're going to finish in the summer. We've got an opening coming up.
Well, Ian Teasdale from IJT Landscaping that was on last episode, he was saying that he had, I think it was more than one example, but certainly one where he came on in this one sort of almost labouring role for them, and has now become fundamental and you know, managed to grow with it.
Yeah.
So there's a prime example.
Just go in. We always say to them, go in and work hard, and you never know what may come of it. And that's, the students sometimes get asked back by name from the client because they've made a good impression.
Yeah.
And most of the students come and say, can I go back there? I liked it. I enjoyed it. And they're all, they make friends with each other, which is quite nice.
Of course.
So when they come back, they're all still in a group chat or talking to each other. And are you going back there? I'm going here. And it's quite nice to see. The problem is when there's 5 jobs and 10 students, you have to split them up a little bit and tell them the news. But yeah, we manage it well, and it's certainly a busy time for people coming into the office, and it's nice to see them again. They all pop back in and say hello, and how's uni been for the year, and you know, and we see them, you know, as they're finishing, what do they want to do then is the key question, because
I loved it because I used to get some jobs that I did on more than one vacation, you know, holiday period, and they'd go, oh, how's it going? How's this? And because they'd remember what you were doing.
It make a good impression.
You just, you know, sort of explained it really there, is that you could have 5 roles, 10 people. It's like, well, make sure you put yourself in a position of strength to get that one of those 5.
Be one that's picked, not one that's
exactly
asked to go in and put on the subs bench.
Correct. And of course, we've talked of that in the previous episodes, that's from your perspective. So how easy was I to deal with through the recruitment company? What was the reports you were getting back, because it's making you guys look better?
Live feedback.
And what was their reaction to me directly? And then hopefully we get it sorted.
Yeah, it's right people, right places, as we've said so many times. And I say, just go in, work hard, make a good impression, make yourself known. Some people like to think it's just a temporary role. I hide in the background and do my work quietly or not do as much as someone else. But if you are known, you know, your face fits and you get on with the right people, you never know. You never know what you could need or might need a favour from someone further down the line.
And presumably that can also include, for the employer's perspective, that they need holiday cover with people going on holiday.
Yeah, so we have a couple of clients, took a phone call before coming here actually. Someone's gone on holiday for 2 weeks. Have you got a driver that can come and just fill in for 2 weeks? So not student level, but because we go on holiday as adults and not students.
Yeah.
Suddenly that leaves a gap in their workforce that needs filling because the operation can't carry on without it.
Yeah. It probably even more so now because, of course, I know it doesn't directly affect when recruiting through you guys, but of course the national insurance craziness, if I may get political for a second, it means that some workforces have slimmed down. So in other words, when that one person's off, it's more of an impact. They don't have the resilience or redundancy of losing that one person.
Yeah, they used to probably have 2 drivers and one was just in the cab and they could swap over if they wanted to, or rotate what they needed to do. And if one was on holiday, they'd just put the other one on his own for a week or so. But now, like you say, a full-timer...
It's a lot leaner.
...is a lot, it's worth a lot more to a client, a full-time member of staff, so it's going to cost them a lot more. So holiday cover, yes, they pay more because it's through an agency. But
it's the flexibility.
The flexibility of I only need them for 2 weeks. Yeah. So I'll pay more for 2 weeks, but less for 50 weeks of the year.
And I think it's a great time before we start moving on to some of the funny stories and what have you, is that, I've obviously spoken about this now from my perspective when I used to be a student, which was a lot longer ago than I care to admit.
Yeah.
But
we can move quickly over that.
Yeah, we will gloss over it. But from an employer perspective is that whether it's that they've got people on leave or whatever, whether they've got, theirs is a slightly seasonal fluctuating business and now's a big time. Look, there are people available.
Yeah.
Come into you guys, come to us. You can get them for 1 week, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 months, whatever it might be. It's there.
Straight away. I mean, Ian Teasdale, he mentioned, good client of ours. He started off with his worker for probably a day a week. And now he's full time with him and doing really well.
Yeah.
Which the feedback's been brilliant. But yeah, it was probably a day a week, not even every week. He'd just ring up and say, is he available? Can we have him? And we'd make it work for both sides. Yeah. And yeah, it's great. That's one of our success stories that we like to look at. And, hopefully Ian's business keeps growing and he keeds coming back to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So moving on to some examples of some of the ones, that
first hand.
Yes, exactly. And I have to be honest and say, because, and I've lost track of which ones were during my uni years and which ones were during my A-level years. Not just because I enjoyed those years too much to be able to remember what was what, but just because I did an awful lot. And of course it included, Christmas, Easter.
Probably 4 weeks off at Easter.
Yeah, I think it
uni.
was.
Yeah.
And then a big old summer holiday one. And I will be serious and say that, of course, there is a lot of books that need to be bought. There is that, but there was a lot of drinking and everything else that went on and living and eating and whatever. I don't know whether I put them in order there, but.
Yeah, probably not. Definitely not.
Goodness only knows. But I did every holiday, it would be doing something. And it included some that were fairly standard, is that quite surprises a lot of people. I was the breakfast cook at a few places.
Okay.
I used to make a mean omelette in particular.
Was that your speciality?
It was.
The omelette station?
It was. And the bad news, I mean, where I used to do it is that, it was like, you would sort of bulk cook all these sausages and the bacon and you'd make sure that the counter was topped up. And it was the first one was this, these modern factories that it's like almost got a restaurant.
Yeah. Full canteen.
It is. And it was only ever, I'm pretty sure it was, other than maybe occasionally do the lunches or dinners, but predominantly I had the breakfast side sorted. And it would be get all the stuff going out, keeping it going out, keeping the eggs cooked, they were being cooked constantly. But for whatever reason, omelettes were always to order. Never actually had a station for this place.
Oh, okay.
But it was to order.
Yep.
And it was like a war. And you go, yeah, all right, I'll get you one. What do you want in it? Blah, blah, blah. Get it done. And then I was a victim of my own success on that one because
the queue got longer and longer.
Yeah. Because they'd go, oh yeah, you got to have one of Chris's omelettes.
Go and try. Still make them, or?
Yeah, the wife is like whenever we have omelettes, she has a crack and she makes. I think they're beautiful, but she's like, no, they're still not like yours. What do you do different? I'm like, I don't know.
It's just the way you do it.
It's just something in there. I need to analyse what it is. There's no secret or anything.
So when she doesn't want to cook, she just says omelette.
Omelette, yeah. Or she says, I'm not cooking. I went, I've only got omelette in my.
Yeah, that's all you can make.
That's all I got.
Works for
I can do sausages.
Any time of day, you can have an omelette. So you're all right there.
Exactly right. Good protein as well.
Yeah, works well.
And so, I used to do that a lot for those people. And then it kind of expanded to, MOD in Bristol, because I lived Bristol direction back then. And was it at Filton, the massive MOD place there?
Yeah.
That was incredible. That was. What I used to hate though is that when it would go on to the lunchtime, it would involve making sandwiches.
Oh my word, that's a lot of sandwiches.
That's a lot of butter in a bread. Honest to God, have you ever watched Dinner Ladies, the sitcom?
Yes,
with Victoria
yeah.
Wood? And they've got the bit where they get all the loaves of bread are all delivered, and there's one of them that's just stood there and just buttering slice after slice after slice. Honestly, that was demoralising.
That was your job.
It was.
You. There you go.
It was demoralising when you suddenly rip a piece of bread and you're like, there goes one.
Failed.
A little tally sheet of how many slices you killed.
Yeah. Big waste.
It was.
What happened? I ripped it.
It was mad. And another one that I did the final one I did that was RAC. You know the M4, M5 interchange?
Yeah.
You've got that wicked
The
RAC tower. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it would be working, and that wasn't just breakfast, that was different ones. And there would be functions that go up in the tower. And so you'd get everything on the trolley and you take it up the elevator and you're overlooking the motorways. That was quite cool.
That's a different viewpoint.
It was very, very different.
Pretty quite cool up there, to be fair.
It was a great view. Pleased that you weren't the one stuck in the motorway.
Looking at me, they've broken down.
Another one that you're very familiar with is warehouse work.
Yeah, our favourite.
Yeah, and again, Bristol direction with the likes of Booker and places like that. And it would be, you'd get the sheets and it would be like, right, go off and pick all the bits, and it'd have all the destinations on the warehouse. Just have a set of headphones in, and you go, right, here's this one, wander around, bam, 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 bam. Off it goes, ready for the truckers I can't remember, were we picking for the next day? I can't remember what we were doing now. But we would pick them up. Yeah. And then there was another point where we'd be loading up the trucks. And then I also went and did Trucker's Mate.
Okay, you literally did the full cycle.
But at different times. I'm sure they were at different times.
Different places, different times.
It was always the same place.
Okay.
I don't think I only ever worked in the one place, but I did the different roles in there. I don't think you did the whole history. Is that for this holidays I was on the picking, and it was just great. Headphones in, just got on with it. You just had all these sheets and you're just picking everything, getting them ready in the tool trolleys, ready to go. Then it was, that possibly did include the loading. That would make sense.
So probably just putting the trolley where it needs to be.
And then loading them onto the lorry. Yeah. But the trucker would get involved then because they'd want to make sure it's in the right order, and that they were all on.
Yeah, make sure they're not leaving any in the warehouse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then the Trucker's Mate was a different one, and that was intriguing because obviously it was just in the passenger seat and you got the drops that the drivers got to do, and then it was like, right, all hands, out we get these right ones out, get them up. Some of them you had to actually unload for the client. Others, you would pick up the empty that would have been left full last time and take that back. All documented. And then, of course, the truckers, oh my God, it was like a whirlwind because if they were paid for the load rather than the time.
Right, so they would just get it done.
If they can get finished early, it's like, crack on, let's do this. I remember once I was coming back up the M5, dying for the wee.
Didn't stop.
He did, but my God, my life was not worth living afterwards. Honestly, I thought I'd taken a dump in his kettle or something. Honestly, he was that fuming.
They job a knock, as known as in the industry.
Yeah.
Once you finish, off you go. So
I was terrified then, thereafter. I was like, right, I mustn't need the toilet.
As a youngster, yeah. Don't drink anything all day.
Exactly.
Keep the bladder empty. Not allowed.
It was madness.
It is, people do just switch off from it. I did a stint in a warehouse in Swindon for, I think the incentive was a bit different for me. The incentive was, it was gym clothing. And if you turned up every day, I think for 3 weeks, every shift, you got to get your own gym clothing at the end of it. So you could buy, I think it was 30 items for £30. So I thought, this is quite an easy job to do. So I I turned up every day without fail. I mean, I'd have probably turned up every day anyway, just because I needed the money. But extra incentive always helps. And went in at the end, spoke to a few friends and said, do you want anything? I sold it to them for more than £1.
Yeah.
As you would. But yeah, went in at the end.
You're not watching, are you, Mr. Taxman?
They sold it, gift cards. But yeah, so yeah, literally sold it to friends and picked it all up. It was good fun. And like you say, you just have your trolley, you're on your own, walking around, music on. I think there was radios on in the warehouse.
Yes, I remember
keeping
that now.
people going.
Yeah.
So and it was quite digital then. So it literally said, aisle 6, shelf 2. And you're thinking, it's easy work. You just have to switch off a little bit.
Flip side to that, though, I remember one year, I can't for the life of me remember what it was. I went through something. It might have been something that really wasn't as dramatic as I made it feel, like a breakup with a girlfriend or something. And I found it hard because I was too much in my thoughts for that one.
Yeah, you have to, there's a balance, isn't there?
Yeah.
For sure. If you think too much, then what do you end up thinking about?
Yeah.
You have to have something almost to either focus on thinking, like planning what you're going to do next, and, what am I going to do? What's the next job? What am I going to do?
Invariably, it's what was I doing tonight, to be honest.
There you go.
It's like,
so shouldn't take all day to work that out. But
I know, true. But I know people that wrote lyrics to songs or raps or whatever else while they were doing it. They were sort of like coming up with ideas for books because some of them were into writing.
Yeah.
And, all sorts of things.
You get such a mix of people in warehouses. They're all there for different reasons, different stages of life. Some do it just as shift work, so the other parent can be at home. So you do get a real mixture of, and then you get like older people and students talking to each other, and suddenly they're sharing ideas.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's the canteen's an interesting place to be, of people, like you say, scribbling things down and ideas and writing shopping lists or things like that. Just
absolutely
anything to keep them busy enough in their mind to just keep going.
And you talk about one of the incentives you had. One cool thing that I had, I probably shouldn't have named where else that was with, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think they're a well enough known name.
Yep.
And of course theirs was, do we just say groceries? No, because it was including things like shaving foam, and I don't think that comes under groceries, sundries, whatever.
Yeah.
Everything that was going into these shops, like one-stop shops and whatever else. And the great thing is, was it every week? No, it can't have been every week. Was it an end of the month or something? And there were these boxes that were full of odds and sods that had maybe fallen or
damaged.
Yeah. And it could be anything from food stuff. It could be Brillo pads. It could be toothpaste. It could be, a real mix of things.
Yeah.
And I don't remember now. It'd be like £5 for this box or something stupid. And of course for uni, oh wow, it was amazing. I would have, I can't remember how many I'd have, 2 to 4 of these boxes to go back to uni with. Yeah. And it would just, some stuff you'd never end up using, but it was like the majority of it's like going, cool, I've got washing up liquid sorted.
That'll sort me for the year.
Yeah, especially as we didn't use it very often. But,
one use, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks good on the side.
Some tea towels. Tea towels? What are they for?
Are we meant to wash them? Or?
Don't get me started on that. We used to actually, instead of washing our tea towels, we had this pound shop up the road that was next door. This particular house in our second year, we didn't have a washing machine, so we'd go up to the laundrette on the high street. Which was next to a Threshers. Do you remember that off license?
Threshers?
Is that after your time?
Might be after me.
Before your time.
Before my time, yeah.
Used to buy a slab of Heineken for about
how many are we quantifying a slab as?
What would you get? What would you get at? 24 of them, something like that?
Yeah.
And it would be like £8 or something stupid like that. And so we'd get that whilst the laundry was on, and the tea towels though, we'd go, actually, bin them. Let's go and get another pack of 5 tea towels for a £1.
It's just easier, isn't it? It's just, that's logic to blokes. That's easier to buy new ones.
Exactly right.
That's much easier.
We digress. Sorry, that was my fault. We digress. One of the worst jobs I did, and I actually went back several times to this. I worked in an abattoir. Now, not in the worst part. It was already sliced, and it was already
already sliced.
As in, it was what you'd see at the supermarket. And it was either that they were coming down, because you'd get some that were maybe barbecued, some that were ready, and they'd come down this conveyor belt, and I'm trying to remember now, it'd go across a scale and it would print out a sticker. Then it would go through the wrapping and you'd put the sticker on, and then you'd put it onto the crates that was to satisfy these orders that needed to be this many of these particular things. And it was like keeping that flow going. And the other one was in the freezer section, so that it was past that part, and you had to be fully dressed up, hard hat and all of this stuff. And you're getting all of the crates and you're putting them on trolleys, getting them wrapped up already, but you're in this freezer.
Yeah.
Doing all of this.
Trying to keep warm.
Exactly.
Makes you work harder though.
Oh my gosh, it does. Yeah, it really does. But that one, I just couldn't get rid of the smell either.
I was about to say, was the smell
Yeah.
Just stuck to you.
And it did. It really did. I never asked anyone whether it actually did or whether it was just in my nostrils.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to know the answer.
Yeah, just say no.
But that paid well.
Yeah.
That was a good, and that's why I think I went back there probably
just for the
3
pay.
times.
Just because you knew you could do it, get it done, take the money.
Yeah.
And it's not long term.
Exactly. It was that finite period. It was there. It was like going, crikey. And it motivated me to work hard at uni when I got back there as well.
Yeah. Don't want to end up there.
No, exactly. But, it was a great bunch of people there.
Yeah. That's normally what makes the job.
Really
the conversations, the chat.
Yeah. Salt of the earth, great fun, team spirit.
Everyone knows they're not in the most luxurious environment.
So that was an interesting one, that came along.
Any benefits from that one? Free dinners?
I do recall coming back, or at least being able to come back with some packs.
Little hamper.
Yeah, I can't remember the details of it.
The offcuts. You probably don't want to know about them.
Exactly. So, and I don't think that I particularly wanted to, having smelt it, having watched the trucks arrive with the animals on.
Yeah.
What was that? That was pigs, I think it was there.
Suddenly vegetarian sounds appealing.
Yeah. It kind of put me off for a little while. I got over it.
Yeah.
I'm fine
now. Yeah.
Yes, get these sausages on the go. It's fine. No problem. Get these chops on.
Yeah.
It was just yet another gig.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. People do all sorts, but people register with us and, you go through their history and you think, does that job even exist? And, things they say to us, and that could go down that avenue, and it happens. I didn't go to uni. Me and education had a bit of a disagreement. So, I had, always had a job, but you could say, and there is a joke in the office, so I'm sure they'll all, be prompting me to say something at this point, that I've had a lot of jobs, probably too many, but, it's good to try things, try a few different things. But yeah, some probably lasted shorter than your uni assignments. In summer. So I think
some of them were short, to be fair.
Yeah, I think mine was 4 days as a permanent employee.
I think you win.
To then go, actually, it's not for me. And then off you go and try something else.
And it does happen, doesn't it?
But while everyone's at uni, I think if you don't go that route, sometimes you don't know where you want to be to try a few different things. But I think work ethic side, try your hand at anything and give it a go. And like you say, make a good impression. And I seem to have done okay, sort of going along and trying all the different jobs.
Well, and it is those different things that either you learn from, you get to know people, or motivates you. And I think they're all sort of quite important bits.
The motivation's massive. I think if you're in a job that you think, I don't want to be in this job long term, the motivation to get out of it, because you can't, I was brought up that you can't leave a job if you don't have a job to go to.
Yes.
That was always the rule. Like, I don't mind, quit the job, but you've got to pay rent or bills or whatever. So you can't be unemployed. So I think the motivation factor of, I don't want to be here, but I need something else, that then get home from work. How do you find another job and make an impression?
Yeah.
And it is competitive out there. It always will be. It always has
Massively.
been. So you have to be the one that stands out from the crowd.
I love as well. I mean, because, to make sure that we're managing the tone of this conversation is not sort of suddenly being derogatory over any roles in the slightest. Everybody's preferences are different. And that's what I've watched. You and I will be different as well.
Absolutely.
Massively. We know from our roles. And I've watched, I mean, I know that there's a lot of people that go, I don't want to have to think about my job when I go home.
Yeah.
I want to go and
clock
do
in,
it.
Clock out.
And do you know what? There's times when it does
sounds
appeal
appealing,
to
doesn't
me.
it? Yeah.
Absolutely. And the work that I do is very high pressured, a lot of the stuff in different ways. Even my media work is very pressured when you're live, streaming around the world or whatever. You're under huge pressure. Yeah. And there's times that you go, oh my gosh, why am I putting myself through this? But that's, for me, is that I need to have that challenge. I need to be pushed. And it's like, I love the variety that is out there for everybody to do. And of course, the great thing is that you provide that variety.
Absolutely. We have, and there is, hats off to some people that do the warehouse work that, I think now looking, I'd be bored. Even if I had music in, I need a bit more, but they're quite happy. The night shift workers, fair play to them, because I'd struggle to be in that routine, but they say I have to work nights because my wife works the daytime. So to make the childcare affordable or make it work, I have to work nights. So they're doing it from a needs point of view, not even it suits me. It's just what they're doing for their family. And, hats off to them because they're making it work.
And I find it interesting how people change themselves over what what they want to do, what they maybe enjoy to do, what their priorities become. There was a guy that I know a little bit, and what was he? He was like something very technical, something very well paid, and he got made redundant. And I think it was around the pandemic time when it was difficult to sort of just go back into your own role. And he got a job. I won't name the company. They're an online shopping.
We'll get around the name. We'll get there.
With a very high-tech warehouse.
Yeah.
And he got a job in there, and it was supposed to be a means to an end, fill the gap. He's still there because he's like going, it's great.
Doesn't have to think about it probably in downtime.
No pressure. It's a very different world in a warehouse compared to when I was doing it.
Yeah.
And he's still there now.
Yeah.
And what are we at? 2025. So 5 years after the pandemic.
A lot of people do, especially the older, people. Sometimes they just want something to do as well. Yeah. It comes down to, they don't want a full-time job even. They just come in and say to us, if something pops up and you think of me, give me a shout. I'll go and do it. I've got nothing else going on. So like you say, people's perspective of what they want to do changes massively. Like for me, COVID, I was working in property, as we previously said. That stopped and didn't continue. We got made redundant from it. And I worked in the Co-op, if we can name them, and Sainsbury's, if we can name them.
We have.
Other food outlets are available. But again, just for that period, I started at one at 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. and started the other one at 2 a.m. till 10 a.m. and slept just for the bits in between.
Oh my word.
You couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll either be at work or I'll be asleep because what else is there to do?
True. Well, I was barbecuing and drinking in the garden.
Yeah, I mean, that probably sounds more appealing right now. What did happen though, weirdly, because I was in what became essential places, I saw the deliveries that came in when people were short of things.
Yeah.
So people were going, have you got any of this in the shop today? And Sainsbury's was the when you do the online shopping.
Yeah.
So I was in there before the shop opened, and you were allowed to buy what you wanted before the shop opened through the self-checkout.
Oh, wow.
So I had people texting me, can you get me some flour? I'd be like, yeah, bought that. So in between shifts, I'd then go and deliver it and, have a little commission on it.
Those are the months when toilet roll became like
pasta.
Gold dust. I was going to say
pasta was golden.
Yeah.
Flour. Anyone was baking. It was all flour and things like that.
Sell it on for 5 times the value.
Honestly, it was crazy. But even in the Co-op in the afternoon, the lorry would turn up and the cages would come out and I'd be looking, thinking, put that aside and it'll be sold, but just to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a funny old time because every time I just knew every time the clock hit 2 a.m. or p.m., I'd be going to work or starting work.
Yeah.
And it was just that routine I got into. And for that period of life, it did me fairly well.
Yeah.
And just to keep me, like you said about that mindset, just kept me ticking over. But yeah, it did become like the local flour dealer, if you like.
Not the kind of flour I was picturing then. But, and I mean, we've touched on it in previous episodes as well. It's people that want or need extra work as well, over and above that's available around. I mean, we certainly talked about like the festivals and the bar work and this and that. And
weekend work,
That's a very popular one, for in any industry. And it makes sense to go and do that sort of thing. I've got to finish off with a couple of crazy ones that I did.
Go on.
This one is weird and I'm still questioning myself the details of it. It was, those big shipping containers that go on the trucks and then go on the ships, the big metal ones.
Yeah.
It was one of those, possibly 2 of those, on a truck, empty, and we then had to load it with boxes of wagon wheels, the chocolate wagon wheels.
Yeah, you mentioned this on a previous one.
Have I?
Yeah.
Well, this was going, I'm like going, surely this isn't right, but it was going abroad, like some kind of relief truck thing. But it was chocolate wagon wheels. So I'm in my head going, that cannot be correct, but that is absolutely how I remember it. And it was weird because we were having to sort of almost be builders with boxes to fill this thing as best we possibly could.
Did you benefit from the wagon wheels?
We did.
Yeah.
We were allowed to eat them because it was not like it had to be on stock, which I got to be honest, probably after a day or two, you went enough already.
What's for lunch? Wagon wheel.
Exactly.
What's for lunch tomorrow? Wagon wheel.
But that was odd, and it was like, that was a sort of a finite period. It's like, right, we've got to get these two trucks
very
done
short
now.
term. Yeah,
absolutely.
Was someone just importing them, I guess?
I don't know. I can't generally is that in my head, it was some kind of charity relief type thing, but surely not wagon wheels.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they donated them or something, but I don't know.
Potentially.
It doesn't quite compute in my head.
Overseas as aid. Yeah.
It's weird though, isn't it?
They'd probably benefit more from your omelettes than wagon wheels.
Absolutely. I should have been delivered with pan and eggs and everything. Yeah, it'd been fine. The jobs I didn't like, I did telesales for a pipe company and data entry for a mobile phone company that will remain nameless.
Yeah.
That was ghastly.
That doesn't sound fun.
No. And a chemical company that did paint mixing. Okay. That was quite intriguing. Yes. Is the fact that you've got this ultimate colour that means you've got to mix this chemical with this and it was like really quite weird, but it was really old fashioned inside this.
Did you get many wrong?
No.
End up with the wrong colour?
No, you couldn't.
No.
It was like properly controlled. Oh. It really controlled.
That
was
fun.
A very, very weird one. And then the obvious one was like bar work.
Yeah.
And glass collecting in a nightclub.
Yeah, that always pops up, but no one really enjoys that.
That was bad. Especially as we had a thug of a head bouncer at this place. And there would be times when we couldn't go into the kitchen because he'd be in there with one of his mistresses or whatever. And so because this had doors either side. So the bar was out here into the kitchen, and there was a door out here that was this corridor with the loose. And we actually had to, if they were in there, we had to go round.
Helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mad.
But I think everyone always is a little bit intrigued by bar work.
Yeah.
People always, I'd love to pull a pint
and it's so sociable.
That's the thing. If you want to talk to people, go and work behind the bar, and it's fast paced, but also when the downtime is having a chat and getting to know people, probably not in temp work, but people do think, always intrigued by it. And the full-timers, they're the ones that normally say, any bar work in the evenings and weekend?
There is something. It's hard work, very hard work, but it is great fun. My turning point on that one is that, I went in, I think it was on weekends that I was doing this, and it was a sort of a pub restaurant one. And I went in and I'm there and I'm all ready and I'm happy and having a giggle and whatever else. And then suddenly I felt really heady, sweaty and nauseous. And the next thing, run off and I was ill. Okay. I threw up. I was like, where's that come from? Okay. Washed my hands properly and everything, went back in because of course beer's classed as a food.
Yeah.
And I'm like cracking on and trying to do the best with it. And I went, oh, here we go again, was ill again. And I went to the husband and wife that ran this place. And I went, I'm really sorry. I've just been sick twice. I'm going to have to go home. She went mental, absolutely mental. And I'm like, look,
what do you want me to do?
My work ethic ain't up for question here, but I'm there going, I cannot be doing this. I'm handling food in essence for these people. And I just went, you know what? I quit there. As soon as I got home, I was that traumatized, not the right word, but I was fuming, that's for sure. And I just went, that's it, done. And I've never been back since, bizarrely.
But that circles back to what we said at the start, doesn't it? Of that relationship of, you made a good impression, did everything you could, and then they've ruined your sight of them and thought, I'm not going to work for them.
No, exactly.
But probably after they calmed down a bit, they probably thought, it's probably a good worker, we've just annoyed.
But probably out of arrogance, they never thought back on it, did they?
Probably not.
The weirdest one that I did at uni was a snooker hall. And I was brushing down the tables.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bit different.
Because it was, I don't know, there's about 20 tables in this thing. It would be like early in the morning and they've got these special two tones of brushes.
Okay.
One that's quite, strong, and then the other one's quite a soft one, and you'd be down, and it's amazing how much dust is coming off of this, like chalk dust and everything.
Yeah, I guess.
And you're getting it all down, and then you're sort of like the soft one to sort of sort it all back out.
People also
again.
don't realise how big a snooker table is.
Yes. That's where my height came in at 6'3". I was quite an advantage of that. And you had to get all these, that was mind numbing, but you'd get it done early in the morning, which was interesting because as a student, I'd forgotten how to get up early.
Yeah. There's only one 6 o'clock in the day.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when we're halfway through drinking.
Yeah. That's the only one that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there is a whole raft of jobs that we've done, and we've talked around some weird and wonderful.
There's so many things out there.
There is.
Just give it a go.
And I think if anything, what we're trying to demonstrate here is that it's not just about doing the work. There's memories, there's stories, there's contacts, there's all sorts of, and as well as the money that can tide you over, whatever it is. And there's such a raft, and it's like, look, don't prejudge.
Yeah, go and give it a go. Get your head down, work hard. If you don't like it, come and tell us.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know. We'll find you something else. We've talked so much about the right people in the right place. That's what it comes down to. And people have to be open-minded. Go and try it. And you never know. Like we said, you never know what that may lead to. It may lead to funny stories, and in future they'll be talking about it. But
I love the memories, even the ones that I look back and go, oh my gosh, that was awful. I love the memories. I really do.
It's part of what makes you you take a lot of that into what you will do full time. Because the attitude and the ethic, you're going to go and work hard. And when you're doing something you enjoy,
and appreciation of all the people that are working
massively.
hard.
Absolutely.
You really do appreciate that. I genuinely love it. And equally, if you're an employer, is that now's the time, get in touch with you guys. There is this sort of, is it right to say glut of people coming in like students, or is it not?
We can be fairly consistent through the year. It's just we know that the workforce is going to be that of a younger age currently.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I get you.
So, if you do need some muscle probably in some places, or some intellect elsewhere, we've got people coming in. We had a lad register earlier. I think he sat there and said, I'm doing a course in counter-terrorism at uni. And you think, you're not silly. And it's all sorts of walks of life coming through the door.
Absolutely.
To then go and try something completely different for 6 weeks.
Yeah. And
then get back to uni and probably talk about it over a few beers.
Yeah.
So, the main thing, just come and give it a go.
I agree. Any particular roles at the moment that you've got on the go that are worth name dropping in?
What have we got? We've got bar work coming up. The sun is still shining, although I'm not sure it might be. Can't see the weather from here. It might be raining this afternoon.
I think my garden needs it to be.
Yeah, hopefully. We've got bar work all through the summer. That's the main thing at events. I say the football season kicking off again.
And you mentioned like the car shows and stuff. Yeah, I'm hosting the British Motor Show at Farnborough, the John Haynes Classic down at the Haynes Museum down on the A303. That's a big event there. There's quite a lot of these happening. Obviously, I'm at motor racing circuits on
You're
the
in
mic.
The circle,
yeah. There's a lot of things that come up this time.
I think there's even like you say, car shows. We've got one up in Chatsworth House. There's loads going on. We've recently teamed up with again, sounds one of the random ones that you hear about, a laundry factory, locally. So, when, again, I'd never thought about it, but when you go to a hotel, you think everything gets washed on site. Nope, goes in a truck,
picked up,
off it goes. Yeah. Anyone, can bang in some long hours and make some decent money over the holidays. Just again, give it a go. And there's a lot of people in there, so you never know what relationships you're going to build. So
absolutely, I agree.
All fun and games. But just speak to us and see what fits what you're looking for, is what I say to people.
How do they get hold of you?
Give us a ring, call us. I'm sure we can display the number on the screen.
Got the web address there.
The website on the telly, love that. Facebook, Instagram.
Actually, that's a big one. Your social medias, is keep an eye on that, because you're very proactive of putting roles that you're looking for. Yeah,
absolutely. So Facebook and Instagram are massive for us. Roles will go on there potentially even first before anyone else.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they'll probably go straight on there. Our app, download the app on the App Store, responsive personnel, and you get a push notification on there that says work available for a week, or, pickers and packers needed. Just on there will be a phone number, a WhatsApp number. Just ring it, drop us a message. You can always get hold of us 24 hours a day, some days, as we've mentioned. But just reach out. We're a friendly bunch, as people are hopefully learning.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it is. And as we've discussed, loads of different roles available, loads of opportunities. I do recommend very heavily go and check out with these guys and see what you can do. But that's it for episode 6 this time round, reminiscing about all those summer job stories.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
a bit of fun. I feel exhausted just thinking about the things that I did, but I hope you've enjoyed it. A bit of light-hearted way of looking into that subject of summer work or any holiday period work in reality. But get in touch. Responsivepersonnel.com is the website. Look on the social media and you'll see everything there. But from episode 6 of Recruitment Unplugged, Inside Responsive Personnel, we'll be back for episode 7. What we're in now, it will be August, late August probably.
Yep.
We haven't picked a topic yet. So
I'm not sure if I'm on it or not yet. See if I get the call up.
You get told quite late from what I hear now, so it's fine.
I can't get my excuses in then, can I?
Exactly.
So,
that's what he's
last
done.
Minute, yeah.
That is what he's done. Danny was going to be with us, but he was swamped, so hopefully he'll be on next time.
Hopefully he will.
Who knows what it'll be. But until then, we'll see you next time. Thanks all. Cheers.